Well guys, let's talk about GEVO. Welcome back to Trading with CJ. If you've been watching my channel since early January, you will know that I'm very bullish on GEVO. However, you know, with the current market situation, have things changed within this company? Because we've been seeing a big drop. We first spoke about GEVO when it was around about 640. So it's still currently slightly higher. However, considering this company went on a run up of about $15, it has dropped off a lot. But in this video today, we're going to summarize everything that has gone on with GEVO over the past few months. Okay, hopefully you'll find this really interesting and useful. And yeah, rather than having to watch separate videos, you can just watch this one because we're going to summarize everything and you can decide for yourself if you think at these current prices, GEVO is a buy. And as always, we have a GEVO channel in the Discord. You can join us. It is completely free to join. First link in the description, and it really is appreciated if you can smash a like and subscribe to my channel. So let's get into it. Now, GEVO is the biofuel energy, renewable energy company, okay? This is trying to get net zero carbon emissions. They have lots of different things going on. They have their animal feed, which is the agriculture side of things. They have their jet fuel, their carbon neutral biofuel. It's all going on within this company. You can check out the 2 analysis videos to deep dive into exactly what this company's doing. But today we're going through the catalysts for why I think this has really good potential going forward. And we're summarizing this in today's video. So the first thing up here is the financials, okay? GEVO, as you know, has very good financials, and they had good financials anyway when we first spoke about them in January, but it's got better. This company, as of the end of January, has absolutely zero debt. No debt. That is one massive tick for why we love GEVO. No debt, but now they have, check this out, as of their share offering that they did, $535 million. This is absolutely insane. That is a lot right there. $530 million of cash on their balance sheet. I just want to point out, actually, their financials are coming out next week on March the 18th, so I'll give you an update on that for sure. I can't imagine them looking very good because this is a lot of things going forward in the pipeline, but it definitely will give us some indication of how this company is doing going forward, and maybe even give us some more potential deals that they have on the horizon. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see, but I don't think it's going to be amazing from a numbers point of view. But nevertheless, their financial wise, in terms of their cash and debt, is very good. I want to kind of point you out to here to their IP. Their IP is valued at $400 million, okay? That's how much their IP is. If you add that up with the $535 million, that is a lot right there, just in cash and IP. So if they was to sell the company just with that alone, without all the deals in the pipeline, there's a lot of money. We jump into their share price, currently trades for less than $7 per share at this moment of time, with a 1.38 billion market cap. Now, if you add up the IP and the financials, it's pretty good compared to their market cap, I think you'll agree, and that is without any of the deals and things that they've got going on going forwards. Now, we recently had some news around GEVO, and this was a deal that they signed. This is GEVO and HCS Group signed strategic agreement to produce renewable low-carbon chemicals and sustainable aviation fuel in Europe. This agreement here is to develop and build a renewable hydrocarbon facility at HCS's group site located in Germany. And this is going to utilize GEVO's low carbon sustainable aviation fuel. So this is great. If they can get this out to more sites, they can get this out to more planes, more companies, more revenue for GEVO. So that deal is signed, and that is something else exciting to look forward. Of course, that we're not going to expect anything from that tomorrow. That has to be developed, etc. But that is very interesting for sure. And we also had this a few days apart. GEVO and Scandinavian Airline Systems amend agreement to increase the take of sustainable fuel, and that is now valued at over $100 million. So this is big, and you can see here the value of the fuel sales agreement as amended is estimated now at over $100 million over the entire term of the agreement, inclusive of the related SAF and environmental credits. So they have that deal as well, $100 million right there, and another deal as well. You can see SAS has an ambitious goal in reducing its absolute climate affecting emissions by 25% from the 2005 levels by 2025. They're trying to reduce these emissions, and this is something that all of these companies are going to be doing going forward. Just to quickly touch on more of the deals with GEVO at the moment, take you into this from their investor presentation. This was just came out last month. Large growing portfolio. They now have over $1.5 billion of intake or pay contracts in place. That is massive. So that is contracts in place over 1.5 billion. They have an additional 6 billion being discussed or negotiated with high quality customers. They have long term of 6 to 7 contracts per year once the production facility begins production. And then you can see here the companies that they're working with. Jet fuel, they have Delta, Total, the new partnership with SAS as well, and then some global companies as well. Other key takeoffs, NetJet, Bombardier, You know, there's big names on that list right there. You can see the 1.5 billion and the 6 billion. If we add all of that up on top of the IP and the cash, this company is extremely undervalued, in my opinion, at its current prices, okay? Yes, we're not making any real money right now from them. So in my opinion, though, it is extremely undervalued if we bear in mind all of the contracts that they've got in place going forward and the potential revenue that this could bring in. Now, I want to show you this, which was on one of our update videos, but as I'm compiling everything together, I think it's important to include this because it is big. New legislation aiming to incentivize SAF production in the US. SAF is the Sustainable Aviation Fuel Act. And this legislation here is going to help the aviation sector to reduce carbon emissions, and it has been introduced in the US. You can see here it aims to provide 175 million in research funding to push the limits of existing SAF technology to try to lower the carbon emissions even more. So they're committed here to putting some money out, and you can even see they're going to give help finance new SAF facility infrastructures, which is going to authorize $1 billion in federal funding for US projects that produce, transport, blend or store SAF. What does GEVO do? GEVO is all involved in the sustainable aviation fuel. They are literally making a biofuel that can go into planes, as well as everything else, boats, cars, but that can go into planes. And the federal funding here is $1 billion to support companies that are doing that. Of course, they're not going to give them a straight $1 billion, but they should be getting, you know, a nice portion of this, and they have the backing. One of the key points here for GEVO is, of course, who's in charge right now? The Democrats. The Democrats are all for creating a sustainable energy solutions going forward. And we even see this come out. This is the most recent news here. This came out just 2 days ago. Democrats relaunch bill to make the US carbon neutral by 2050. And I don't think I need to go into much detail on that because it says it as it is. 2050, they want to make the US carbon neutral. GEVO is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to this. That is exactly what they want to do. Their goal here is to achieve net zero carbon emissions. Now, if that isn't enough catalyst as it is, we've already spoke about this, but this is a massive one. GEVO congratulates Nobel Prize winner and co-founder Francis Arnold. The co-founder of GEVO has been named as President-elect Joe Biden's science team. So the co-founder of GEVO is working alongside Joe Biden right now as we speak, okay? And also we know that this Democrats bill has just come out again to make the US carbon neutral. And the co-founder is on Joe Biden's science team. So this is a massive catalyst for GEVO going forward. And with or without Francis being on that team, I think GEVO had a massive chance. But now having the co-founder there, she's obviously not going to ignore her own company and ignore her own product when there's obviously amazing things involved in it. So massive catalyst for GEVO. Let's quickly jump into the share price to round this off. It went up to $15, as we said. It smashed past our $10 price target in the short term, and it went up to $15. We have seen a pullback from around those highs now to down $7. I think this is an absolute steal at these prices. This is one of the lowest it has been for a long time. I don't think there's any reward here for guessing what I have been doing with GEVO. Definitely added more to my position. This was my third largest stock across portfolios because of the potential involved. Yes, it is risky because they need to prove themselves, but this is a company right now with a market cap of 1.38 billion and incredible things in the pipeline. So I didn't ever think it would get down to these levels again. I said I didn't think it would cross $10, but I didn't also expect a crash to come just like this. So we have had this correction, and it has dropped down to less than $10. At these prices, I'm actually still up on my position, but I would still happily buy more. I don't know if it will go any lower right now. Anything's possible in the market right now. However, I think it's an absolute steal at these prices. So if you were sitting on a fence about GEVO, whether you held shares or not, and you was panicking about why this has potentially dropped off, the reason this has sold off is just like most companies out there, especially this sector as well. They are selling off right now. POLA Power, another one of my stocks, also selling off right now. And that is just following the trend of the market. Things around this company haven't actually changed. There's no bad news come out. Things are looking good. We also have their earnings coming out March the 18th. I will definitely do an update video on that, guys, so stay tuned for that. I can't imagine them being very good, to be honest. I can't imagine, these numbers being blown out the water. But what I do think is they may potentially give us a bit more inkling of some contracts going forward as well, which would be definitely exciting. So stay tuned for all of that. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash the like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments below what you're doing. Are you holding GEVO? Are you selling? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and until next time.